Duncan-Parnell. I'm our Mapping and GIS Solutions Manager for our team here. We appreciate you taking time out of your day for this next webinar in our monthly asset management webinar series we've been doing for a little over a year now. As a reminder, this session will be recorded, and the recording will be sent out to those of you who are with us today, as well as those people that have registered but for whatever reason might not have been able to join today. And then within the next week or two, we will also have a link to this webinar from our website so that anybody who would like to listen to this recording, it will be made available. We welcome your questions throughout the session. If you would enter those into the chat window, we will keep everybody in mute right now while we're doing the actual webinar. But go ahead and send your chat questions in if appropriate. I'll pause and get the presenters to answer those questions. Otherwise, we'll make certain there's 5 to 10 minutes of time left at the end of the presentation, and you're welcome to unmute and ask your questions verbally, or certainly we'll catch up on any of those questions we haven't answered already in the chat window. What I'd like to do is kind of hand this all over to some of the folks from the Trimble team. Lane Carter and Dan Colbert have joined us from Trimble Geospatial, or as we affectionately say, Trimble Geospatial, and to give us some new information about some software, but also some hardware products today. So Dan and Lane, appreciate your time, and I will turn it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you, York, and appreciate the invite and the ability to talk to all the users today about some exciting new things that are coming from Trimble in the next quarter and even beyond. So we've got some really cool stuff that's in the works today that is not yet released that I wish I could talk to you all about, but I can't. How about that for a teaser? But what I would like to talk to you today about is an exciting new technology that was just released from Trimble. It's a new member of the Trimble Catalyst family. It's the DA2 GNSS receiver. And as York said just before, presenting today is myself, Dan Colbert. I'm an application specialist with the MGIS division within Trimble, and I'm also joined by my colleague Lane Carter, who is also on my team as an application specialist. Between the two of us, we will do our best to answer as many questions as we are able throughout the presentation, and those that we aren't able to get to, we'll be sure to get to you directly afterwards. So please, as York indicated, type those questions into the chat window, and we will do our best to keep up with those, and we'll get to those at the end of a specific Q&A. So without further ado, I just wanted to give an idea of kind of what we're going to go over today, specific to this new technology, and I'll explain a bit about each one of these components a bit more. But we're going to specifically talk about Catalyst, which is a positioning service. The Catalyst DA2, which is the hardware enabled by the positioning service, and then of course all of the devices, apps, workflows, and then some updates to the business model, the subscriptions that are supported by Catalyst, and a little bit about when this is going to be available. So the first and foremost is why did Trimble at all do Catalyst? The reason is that Catalyst is meant to be a technology that makes professional grade GNSS available to any workflow, any customer, any user, anything you can dream up, any application now has access to professional grade GNSS positions, because it is generally inexpensive. There is very low minimal upfront hardware cost, $375 for the DA2 antenna. And then everything that you need, including corrections, are bundled with your subscription. So basically the idea is that less of your money is tied up in a large capital investment of professional grade GNSS. Furthermore, down to the user, it's simple. It's a zero configuration access to the correction sources to get, and at the end of the day, it really is designed to work with any location-enabled app with a high accuracy GNSS position attached to it without having to do anything. In terms of the subscriptions, it's designed also to be very flexible. So it's ready to use in an on-demand worldwide way. So anywhere you pick up Catalyst in the DA2, you'll be able to generate high accuracy positions. It's scalable in deployment from anywhere from individuals to enterprise deployments, and can be modified anywhere in between depending on the needs of an individual user, your crew, your project, whatever. But just because it's inexpensive and flexible and all that stuff does not necessarily mean that it's not high quality receiver. It absolutely is. It uses the latest GNSS technology that's embedded in our highest accuracy survey systems. So it really does deliver high quality performance and a full survey grade precision every single time. So it is the best of all worlds. So I mentioned a little bit about corrections, but the idea that achieving a high accuracy position, a high accuracy GNSS position, also implies that you must be able to generate a position by use of a correction service or a correction source. And with Catalyst, all of those things, whether it be satellite delivered or internet delivered, are bundled into the Catalyst subscription. So turning on Catalyst in any application will result in a highly accurate position, and that's all enabled by this technology kind of on the back end that we call the Trimble Correction Hub, or the TCH. And it basically asks where your receiver is, and then provides you the best correction source based on your location, whether you have an internet connection or not. You can be out in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and you will get corrections delivered to you by satellite. And the applications handle that all seamlessly behind the scenes. So there's nothing for you as a user to do in the field to enable that high accuracy position. It is baked into the Catalyst subscription and the user experience. So the idea is that it really does. It just works. Onto the hardware part of stuff. The Catalyst service is kind of the overarching, or the bigger idea here. But the Catalyst is enabled by the hardware component that you're carrying around with you in the field, and we call that the DA2, the digital antenna, and it's the second generation of Catalyst technology. And I say the second generation because we already came out with the DA1, which in some ways was limited compared to what we have today, but still an exciting technology. It only supported Android. It was absolutely lightweight. It was easy to carry around, easy to stow. It still came with that full featured Trimble Correction Hub and Catalyst positioning engine. It was versatile in terms of subscription and business model and your purchasing options and all that stuff. But it was missing a few key components, and that's what we've exposed in the next generation of the DA2. The most exciting addition to the DA2 for me is the support of iOS. So now any device that you take with you in the field, whether it's iOS or Android, will run Catalyst and connect to a DA2 and can feed any application on any of those devices. Secondarily, the DA1 required a cable connection from the antenna to the Android device. That's no longer required. The connection between device, whether it's iOS or Android, and the DA2 is done over Bluetooth. The final most, I'll say it's the most exciting component of the technology, is because it incorporates the Trimble ProPoint technology, which is the GNSS positioning engine that's built into our top-end survey systems. So you're getting absolutely the best positioning engine that Trimble has on the market today as part of this entire system. So Some really exciting new additions to the DA2. Just a little bit more about why Catalyst technology is so groundbreaking is that Catalyst technology is revolutionary in its delivery mechanism. No longer does Catalyst use a dedicated GNSS chip. In fact, we've got a software GNSS receiver running on the DA2, which gives it maximum flexibility for us as technology implementers, as well as for you who are those who are using that technology in the field. For example, adding new functions and new features to Catalyst is as easy as deploying a software app, as we're all used to now with Google Play or with the App Store from Apple. We can now deploy a new software deployment to the DA2 to enable new technology. We don't have to swap out boards and do new hardware spins and all that stuff. That it becomes very, very easy for us to implement new technology. On the other side, for you as users, it's exciting because it is just as easy as an over-the-air software update. Our applications will handle the updating of those features onto the DA2 so that you have access to the latest and greatest features and functionality because you are a current subscriber to Catalyst Technologies. It's as easy as an app update. That's a really, really exciting thing. For those of you on the listening in now about maybe some of the headaches that you've had in the past updating firmware for some of our GNSS receivers, you can take some solace in the fact that Catalyst really, really does an amazing job of simplifying that entire experience. So Catalyst becomes extremely scalable, extremely easy to maintain, and then subsequently easy to use, but also extremely powerful at the same time. And then I mentioned a little bit before about the ProPoint technology, the fact that it's used in our highest end GNSS receivers in our geospatial division. The main benefit that you get from ProPoint technology is unbelievable experience and performance in difficult GNSS environments, like under trees, near buildings, or urban structures, things like that, where previously you'd have the most challenges just either getting a GNSS position or getting a highly accurate corrected GNSS position. ProPoint technology bridges the gap between a high performance position in difficult environments and those where you weren't able to before. So a really, really exciting technology under the hood that really makes Catalyst work anywhere. And our marketing department wanted a couple of words to describe Catalyst, and we've come up with simply precise. It really is simple to do, simple to use, simple to deploy, but very, very high functioning and high performance. There's a couple of slides for those of us who want to dig into the details here. I'm not going to go through it too much. As York said, we can all this stuff will be recorded and you can take a look at this. But the takeaway here is that it is a full-featured GNSS receiver tracking all satellite constellations and frequencies. In mechanical design, it's small, it's lightweight, it is compact, it is extremely rugged. The engineers have told us that it may in fact be one of the most rugged things we've ever made, simply because there's not nearly as many components inside to require shielding or to require reinforcement, so it survives repeated falls onto concrete. As if the pole, your range pole had tipped over and fallen and hit the ground, or if you drop the antenna out the back of your truck before you get it on the range pole, this thing is going to put up with all of that stuff. So it's an extremely rugged design. And then a couple of other things here. As far as RTK accuracy goes, we're seeing 2 centimeters over at least. I think we're near the 99 percentile here. So convergence time less than 5 seconds with accuracies less than 2 centimeters, and less than 1 centimeter 68% of the time, so at 1 sigma. So again, a very high functioning receiver. And then any of you that have experienced the DA1 or Catalyst in the past will get a kick out of this. The idea that the ProPoint technology really does enhance the ability to get not only a position yield, or getting a position in difficult environments where you wouldn't have before, but that position is also RTK fixed, and in 98% of the time. So even 18% better than the DA1 itself. And we've dramatically reduced the time to first fix. So starting the device up and being able to use it is as quick as 30 seconds or less to be up and running and performant. The question always arises about, okay, so where can I go where Catalyst will work? The answer is that between the geospatial division and our advanced positioning group, they have made massive improvements in our network of base stations that deliver corrections to all of our users, including those users using Catalyst. We do so via a technology called Trimble RTX. RTX is just a generic term for corrections delivered either via satellite or IP based, and deliver accuracy to you depending on the type of subscription that you've purchased. And we'll talk a little bit about the different options that are available here in just a minute. As far as what's in the box when you get the DA2, it's pretty simple. It's the receiver, a cap to mount on a pole, a mount for a battery pack, and some basic documentation. So there's not a whole lot to it, but one of the other powers of Catalyst is that because the Catalyst doesn't have an internal battery, we give you the flexibility to bring as much power into the field as you require in order for you to run every day. So consumer battery packs are 100% supported by Catalyst. So you don't have to come to Trimble. Duncan-Parnell can recommend to you the right pack outs for the right type of workflow, for the right type of applications that you're using, and you bring as many of those into the field as you need in order to keep you running for as long as necessary. So you can power the DA2 by USB or even directly from your tablet or smartphone if that device supports it. And again, the runtime is really the sky's the limit for you on that one. It depends on what you want to bring into the field. As far as configurations go, the DA2 is also extremely flexible in mounting options. The 2-meter pole, the monopole, or even on a backpack. So regardless of the type of application you're doing, there's a way to take Catalyst into the field with you. And we're also excited to bring lots of other new ideas about how to bring Catalyst into the field with you in the coming months. So we've got some great ideas. We're working with some partners on how to bring DA2 and other technologies together in the field in a cohesive industrial design. So some really exciting stuff. The fact that Catalyst is so small gives us that flexibility. The next bit is kind of where the rubber meets the road with all this stuff. So you've got the hardware now, and now you've got to enable all of this, all of the functionality of Catalyst with a subscription. We've created some updates to the existing Catalyst subscriptions, those of you who are familiar with it. And we've also changed some of the ways that we're talking about our subscription offerings. The simplest way that I can explain it is that there are 4 different subscription capabilities for Catalyst. The first one, Catalyst 60, is a 60 centimeter service. That was previously a 1 meter service. So we've increased the capability to the base level Catalyst subscription. So out the door, 60 centimeters, you've got Catalyst 30 centimeters, 10 centimeters, and even a 1 centimeter option. So depending on your workflow, you can purchase any one of these for any length of time, from 1 month to, actually I should say, from 1 hour to 1 month, and now to 1 year. And that's where we've done here is we've introduced an annual subscription option. So there's 3 different types of subscriptions that you can get from Catalyst. The first is on the far left there is Catalyst On Demand, which is, if you think about it, think of it in a way of like a cell phone minutes or shared cell phone minutes, is that you can purchase hours of Catalyst usage for your entire organization, and unlimited users can pull from that single pool of hours. So if you're using Catalyst just a couple of hours a day, or a half an hour, or an hour a week, or something like that, it may not make sense to enable that user for with a monthly subscription, but the on-demand or hourly based subscription may be the way to go. So a shared pool of hours with unlimited users that you can top up at any time and refill the bucket so that your users can still work and continue working. The next one is the Catalyst Monthly, which is per user per month, but it allows that user to use as much Catalyst service as they want throughout that month, and that you can purchase the 60, 30, 10, or single centimeter or 1 centimeter services at a monthly rate for a single user. And then added by popular demand is an annual subscription. So what we do is we give you an annual subscription at the cost basically of 10 months of Catalyst usage. So purchasing an annual subscription gives you basically a break on 2 months worth of the same subscription. So here's just a quick snapshot of what kind of costs are involved in the Catalyst subscription. There's of course the initial hardware DA2 price at $375. And then, for example, if you wanted to purchase just a single month of Catalyst 60 service, the 60 centimeter service, it'll cost you $42. So $375 plus $42 gives you the ability to use Catalyst for 1 month with a 60 centimeter service, and conversely for the others. The on-demand service is only available for the Precision or Catalyst 1 subscription service, and for a block of 10 hours, it's just $105. So you can start to see how maybe you could use the monthly model to tie into your project-based work, or your seasonal work, or the on-demand model to service those types of workflows that aren't as demanding in terms of usage. So maybe a half an hour a day, or a couple of hours a week, or a few hours a month. The on-demand model might be the best. And if you're getting great performance and you're using it all the time, and you want to and you just want to be able to pick it up and run with it at any moment, the annual subscription is available as well. So lots of different ways that you can get into the Catalyst model and service in support of your various workflows. So exciting new additions and great flexible subscription options to boot. And the next bit here is I talked a little bit kind of generically about what software will work with Catalyst, and the answer is really just about anything. We've got two main offerings from Trimble. On the left side is Trimble TerraFlex, which is a cloud-based data collection, authoring, and then mobile-based data collection tool. Will interface directly with Catalyst and the DA2. Also from Trimble is an application called PenMap, which is more of a survey-focused application, but it really is a powerful kind of hybrid survey GIS application that allows you to do attribution, but also has some powerful COGO functionalities that you're used to in more of the engineering level survey applications. So PenMap is also an option from Trimble. Both of those work seamlessly with Catalyst. For those of you who have GNSS receivers, maybe R1s, R2s, or even R8s, R10s, and you've used them on mobile devices, are likely familiar with an application called Trimble Mobile Manager. And Mobile Manager is an application that can be used to configure your receiver, to check in and out licenses, to manage your on-demand subscriptions, to configure the mock location stuff on Android so that it can be used with other applications. So Mobile Manager is not a data collection software; it's just a management software, configuration software. And then over on the right side are I'll just leave a spot for generic partner applications. But on the forefront there is ArcGIS Field Maps. ArcGIS Field Maps will work directly with Trimble Catalyst, supports Trimble Catalyst and Catalyst technology directly, both on Android and iOS. That's an exciting partnership that continues between Trimble and Esri in support of these types of technologies. Beyond the Esri story are what I'll call loosely partner applications, but they may be any application whatsoever. Catalyst has the ability to feed positions to either the iOS operating system or to the Android operating system via the mock locations feature. But basically what that means is that on any application, you could take your favorite hunting and fishing application, and it would take positions from Catalyst. So it may be not a fully integrated solution like the Trimble applications or something like Esri Field Maps, but the positions from Catalyst are available to any application that uses mobile positioning on your device. So it's a very, very exciting, flexible, and enabling technology across the entire application portfolio. As far as availability goes, I'm excited to announce that the DA2 is available to order now. So through Duncan-Parnell, you can learn more. Through the trimble.com/catalyst, you can also learn more. Your local Duncan-Parnell reps are standing by to provide you as much information as they can about how DA2 can fit into your application and workflow. And we're excited to learn more about how you as our users take this Catalyst technology to the next level. And we're excited to get feedback about it and bring newer functionality to that Catalyst technology as we move forward. Another exciting addition to some of our, I should say, we're working on some exciting new additions to our software portfolio that will also complement not only Catalyst technology, but also the receivers that you have in your possession today. Things like we're talking about enabling post-processing technology as we do today in the desktop version of Trimble Positions, which is an extension for ArcGIS. We want to bring that post-processing technology to the masses and make that available to everybody, regardless of what field software, regardless of what office software you're using. So we don't want you to have to be tied to the Esri workflow in order to get post-processing. Those are some of the exciting technologies that we're working on today. And we're looking forward to bringing that to you. And the DA2 is a huge component of that technology offering. So just a quick summary here before we get to some Q&A. Some of the changes, the DA2 and Catalyst technology now supports both iOS and Android, where it was previously only Android. The DA2 receiver is just a better, faster, more capable receiver than just about any other receiver that we have in the portfolio today. And that's due to that ProPoint technology. The yield and the performance in difficult GNSS environments is unbelievable. We've eliminated the cable to the data collector, so everything between receiver and data collector is now done via Bluetooth. And then we've made some of those changes to the subscription models for Catalyst. We've added the annual version. We've increased the capability for the lowest end subscription from 1 meter to 60 centimeters, and the whole idea, the whole goal is to make that as flexible, as capable for your applications and for your workflows as humanly possible. So, with that being said, are there any questions, Lane? Maybe you can run them through me. I can't see the panel at the moment, but any questions that have come through, we'll see if we can tackle some of them now.
Yeah, good. Thanks, Dan. Actually, there haven't been any that have come through that I've been able to see. You know, if York or Marissa have seen any come through to Duncan-Parnell directly, but right now I do want to call out that you know, the questions don't necessarily need to be limited to the DA2 technology. You know, we're happy to answer anything that might be burned in your brain for you know, for TerraFlex or for any of the other mapping and GIS products. We're certainly here at your disposal, so don't hesitate to ask, and we will certainly answer what we can. York, is there anything that you'd like to ask in terms of, you know, questions that you may have seen come through from various customers up until this point?
Not that I can think of at the moment, and certainly folks are welcome to unmute themselves and kind of discuss or ask things verbally. You know, I'd add on a couple things to some of the things that Dan has said relative to the DA2. I have gotten my hands on one, and I would agree with what Dan has said about the ProPoint technology in tree canopy. It's very impressive, unlike anything I've ever seen from the mapping side of the house. So I'm excited to see how that's going to be able to make our customers much more efficient in those constrained environments where they often work. The other comment I would add is the ability to now have one subscription to work in multiple areas. For those of you that were either used or aware of the previous Catalyst, the DA1, you know, depending on what accuracy level you wanted, you had to have 2 subscriptions, both a Catalyst subscription and a local VRS subscription. That all goes away. So you really just have to have the one subscription. But if you do want to use your local VRS source, so for example, if you're in the Carolinas or West Virginia, where those subscriptions are little to no cost, you still need the Catalyst subscription, but you can always augment it with the local corrections if you choose to. So those are a couple of things I would add that I think make it very nice for our customers to be able to use.
Yeah, well said, York, and I will comment, just to add on to that single subscription option. It really is the combination of that work of our advanced positioning group of really expanding that RTX coverage, that RTX fast coverage, being able to get those corrections delivered to, you know, something like the DA2 in a much wider fashion. So that's where a lot of that advancement comes from. Dan, we've got a question here from Russell. Says, nice job, guys. Thoughts as to a handheld option, not just the monopole configuration.
Yeah, good question, Russell. And the answer to that is, and this is the funny Trimble protected answer. We hear. How do I answer this? We hear your request for a handheld device loud and clear, and I hope to be able to provide you with an answer very, very soon to that.
Yeah, and I'll even you know, add lightly to that in terms of, Russell, if your question is around specifically the DA2 and its ability to you know, have more of a handheld related configuration, that request is also heard as well. Again, welcome to come off mute if anyone has. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I just appreciate your all's time today, but I was going to say the same thing you did. If anybody else has any last moment questions, otherwise we will wrap this up and let folks get back going to their day. Anybody else have anything else they'd like to ask? Great. Well, Lane and Dan, we certainly appreciate your time today out of your busy schedules. And for those of you who are listening in, do let us know if you have follow-up questions afterwards. We will be sending out a link to this, and our contact information will be on there, and we're happy to answer questions in the future.